We have here drug production booming in UK's empty high streets. So I don't know if you're aware, everybody, but the UK is pretty fucked right now. Okay. And, the high street isn't doing well. The economy's not doing well. There's lots of shit kicking off all over the country. And there's something that people can find use with these empty shops all over the place. Nobody can afford to pay rent on them to run a business in it anymore. So they're just left abandoned and empty for a long time. So people are like, "Oh, look at that empty place there. That's not going to be disturbed for a while. Let's grow some weed in it." And that's what's going on here in Edge Strip One. Organized crime groups have been targeting empty shops and pubs in town centers to grow cannabis on an industrial scale, say police bosses. Over the past year, raids have been carried out in dozens of properties from an old toy shop in Ayr. That's AYR. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that properly, but probably not. Old toy shop in Ayr, Scotland, to a former bank in Welshpool in Powys, which I think we covered that one in a news article because I remember the name of Powys, which is spelt with, it's pronounced like Paris, but like Jonathan Ross was saying it, so it's Powys. Vacant restaurants, vacant restaurants, cafes, nightclubs, bingo halls, and office buildings have all been used to grow the drug, according to the National Police Chiefs Council. In Newport, South Wales, criminals used several floors of a former department store on the main shopping street to grow more than 3,000 cannabis plants. What the bollocks on these people? I mean, it's like it's not cheap to get all of this equipment. Is it? It must be worth the risk, otherwise they wouldn't be doing it. You know what I mean? To just go and get as many lights as you can and load up a fucking random building that you don't even own. So nobody's going out and checking these buildings because you need to somebody go check it every month, and people wouldn't be able to crop in it. You know what I mean? Because you're going back every month. There's not enough time. Don't want to give them ideas. Sorry.
Sounds
you know
like
what I
you
mean?
a job of just going to buildings and checking them out.
Yeah, and then I'd be like, "Nice crop." I won't say anything.
Yeah, I won't say anything. Just cut me in.
Just leave a bag of that there on the side when it's done.
That's right.
Much appreciated. Thank you kindly, sir.
A couple ounces of those tops would be nice. Yeah.
Yeah, so let us carry on with this article here. We've got street value of cannabis grown in just that one former store was an estimated £2 million sterling. Ridiculous amount of money. Estate agents, electricians, and tradespeople have been warned they face prosecution if they help gangs convert buildings into cannabis farms. Because, of course, they are not capable of doing it themselves. They have to hire outside help, right? Gosh.
Look, as you say, they earn 2 million quid from that one grow, so it's worth spending 10 grand on lights and gambling it. You do that in 10 places, that's 100 grand. Well, one of them needs to hit, and you got 2 million.
Damn.
So yeah,
let's not encourage them now, buddy. Calm down. Let's change.
Yeah, no, not encourage them.
Processor, yeah. Gosh. Chief Constable Richard Lewis, the National Police Chiefs Council National Lead on Drugs, what a crap title, said the decline of many high streets in recent years had created an opportunity for criminals. Commercial properties are attractive to organized crime groups for a whole host of reasons, he explained. Large-scale shops have closed down, and therefore the footprint to produce cannabis on a larger scale becomes available. Mr. Lewis said the lack of footfall during the event during the evening meant the cannabis farms could go undetected. You don't see a large number of people in the evening anymore. Neighbors in residential properties would notice things more readily, he said. It's I mean, a lot of things are highlighted in this article. We'll carry on a little bit more. The last year there was an infestation. No, sorry, that's not the word I read. Last year there was an intensification of police operations. Yeah, infestation, same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
To target cannabis farms with the issue of 1,000 warrants and nearly 1,000 arrests. Gwent police had successfully raided several cannabis farms in Newton City Centre, the largest of which was a former Wildings department store which closed in 2019. It was done over several floors, over many levels, and clearly would have taken some time to set up, said Sergeant Dan Wise. He said he had witnessed a transformation in recent years as gangs targeted empty retail sites in the city, which had one of the UK's highest vacancy rates in the wake of the COVID pandemic. So yeah, lots of places are closing down, and I don't know. They changed the definition of a recession, so we're not really in a recession right now, but we know it's coming, right? I mean, that's what everything is
How did they
pointing
change the
towards.
definition? How do they define a recession now?
Because the recession was 2 quarters of negative growth. So the economy shrinking. If you had 2 quarters throughout the year, then that was what a recession is. But they, after the COVID shit, they changed it to 3. I think it needs to be 3 consecutive quarters with downward growth. Yeah, I think that's correct. I don't know. Look, everybody, I'm just a stoner. I don't know if that's correct or not. I think it's accurate, but it could also be wrong. So if you want to go check it, that would be good. Always do your own research. Don't just listen to some random guy on the internet. You know what I'm saying? So go out there for real. Go and check it out. Do research, because I don't know shit. That's my disclaimer. All right. But this is just a problem that's been going on for a while in the UK. The shops are closing down all over the place. And it's not just because of lack of footfall, but the price of everything has gone up so much over the last 2 years. You're looking at 25%, no, especially since the pandemic. At least 25% on everything. That includes rent. So these businesses can't afford to function anymore. So they close down, the places end up empty, and they get filled up with illegal grow farms. Now, let's just think for a second. What would happen if it was legalized and properly regulated? These grows would be legal. They'd be paying tax, which, is can be a bit fucked.
It would go towards that projected $156 billion world market.
Yeah. And these shops that are empty can be turned into fucking consumption lounges. Maybe not all of them, but let's say 10% of them. It would be more than that, but let's say, just as a conservative estimate, 10% of these empty shops or pubs are going to be turned into cannabis consumption lounges. How much money is that bringing back into the local economy? I'm a stoner sitting here. You know what I mean? I'm a stoner sitting here on a fucking Sunday evening after 2 beers and a couple of fucking joints, and I can see the way to fix this. Why can't these politician motherfuckers see the way to fix this? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm just looking at these numbers that you're throwing out there, like, 10% of these shops. That means, in my little town here, we also have the dead downtown area, which you call High Street. But that if I go by the 10% rule, that means that I have probably anywhere from 3 to 5 consumption lounges on each street. I just don't see that happening here, man. I really don't ever see that.
Well, you have restaurants that do it. There's 3 to 5 restaurants on each high street.
Not on where I live. The restaurants tend to be larger and a little bit out of the main city centers. We're not like European areas where you can literally walk down a little neighborhood street to find a restaurant. You usually have to go find the major thoroughfares by design. They kind of keep the traffic out of the neighborhoods.
Fuckery.
Just different, man. It's just a different way the different countries are set up.
Yeah, there's so much that can be done for all of us. There's so much that can change. The economy can get a huge boost, and it's fucking needed if they just legalize and properly regulate. We already have plenty of companies growing it in the UK. We have access. So it's come on, man. Jesus, come on, man. It's about time we fucking did something,
Well, you kind of have to look at it too. I mean, you have to see these people are not growing it just because they like it. They're growing it because there's a demand for it. People want this stuff.
Exactly.
So maybe you need to look at it that way and say the people in your jurisdiction, your government, your citizens want the stuff. So maybe look at it, figure it out.
Simple as when there is a demand for something, people will get access to it, regardless of if they try and stop you or not. And that has been proven over the last 50 years, because we've had the misuse of drug acts since the 70s. And we've gone through all this time where people still have easy access to cannabis. So it's not fucking working. So fix it. Try a different fucking strategy. Jesus. Motherfucker. Don't get me right.
No rants here. Move along.
If you have enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you for the full show on Sundays on youtube.com/high on homegrown. Thanks for watching.